G'day guys! So, Shark Bite, Fatshark, whatever you want to call them, there's something new. We have the Fatshark Scout HD goggles, which essentially, these are just the HD version of these little things. So, you can actually see they're very, very similar. But yeah, so the question is, are these worth buying? And kind of, are they better than getting the module and your goggles? And lastly, I guess, does this product by Fatshark finally knock DJI off the block? Because, well, way back when I said Fatshark needed to release an HD sort of resolution set of goggles to really kind of show off the whole Shark Bite system, and well, this is version 1. So what do I think? Well, honestly, I'm not that impressed, and I'm very disappointed that I have to even say that, because I was really excited about these. But yeah, in fact, I have to apologise for Fatshark Shark Bite, you guys, because every time I do a video, I end up being critical, and I've got to be honest, I don't like the fact that I'm having to be critical, but I'm also trying to be honest. So yeah, why don't I like these? Well, I'll start with the good bits. Let me start with the good bits. So, moulding wise, pretty decent. HD built-in, pretty decent. Lightweight, yep, fantastic. They fit on your head, they do everything you want. I think they are pretty good first stab. But there's some fundamental issues, and I think if I were to break these down a little bit, first and foremost, okay, I have a major issue when I look through these goggles, and essentially I get a double image, and we're not talking a double image by different sort of eye prescriptions or anything like that. What actually seems to be happening, there's some kind of reflector type arrangement, and I can't quite tell if the screen is on the bottom and being bounced up, or if it's on the back and kind of being enlarged. However it is, what I'm actually seeing is kind of like I'm looking through a piece of glass that's offset at an angle, and the result is I can see the picture behind it, and I can see a reflection on the glass that I'm looking through, so I've got a ghost image. And well, it's not unique to me. It may be unique to these goggles, but I'm not the only one who can see it. I've tried this with my kids. They see the same reflection, and it's a little bit annoying. And yeah, I've not flown with them yet, but certainly on the ground it bugs the hell out of me, and I think I'm going to not like it in the air. But the question is why? Well, I think the reason is quite simple. Up here on these goggles, you've got this kind of inserted lens that they have, and I think it's a Fresnel lens. I might be wrong about that, but whatever it's designed to do is to take that image and bounce it through. But it's kind of a very thick piece of glass, and what it feels like to me is that I am literally looking through a piece of glass with a light behind it, and you see the ghost where the image is being bounced through the other side of the glass. It's kind of the only way I could explain it. But I've actually got an image up here that you can see, and this is kind of what I'm seeing. You know, if you ignore the reflection of the camera, you know, or the mobile phone that I took the picture with, you can actually see the double layer in things like the Shark Bite menu. And I'm not happy with that. It's not something that should be there. Maybe it's my goggles, but it leaves me a bit kind of like, you know, is that what I'm getting? So, yeah, that's problem number 1. Problem number 2, and this is a direct comparison to DJI, okay, because I think people do want to know this. So, when I look at the image on here, it feels like it's maybe 10 centimeters away from me and I'm looking down a tunnel. It's not quite as full screen and immersive as I would have expected, and this is a plus and a minus. You know, some people, you know, say for example you a racer, you probably don't want peripheral vision out here. And with DJI you do get peripheral vision, and your eyes have to kind of look around the screen. And well, I quite like that style because what I fly is mostly freestyle. I fly wings, that really suits me. These goggles are a little bit more focused. You're right in there and you're looking at the whole image and you can see, and you certainly don't have to move your eyes left and right to look at the image. And subjectively again, for racers, I suspect that's what they would like. For me, it's a no-go. I feel like it's tunnel vision, and that's a little bit of a shame. But yeah, the third issue is this really is an initial deal breaker for me because it's turned this into a paperweight until I can get something. So what I did is I did some reviews a while back on SharkBite, and eventually I came to the conclusion with the previous one with the HDO2s and all these things I wasn't going to hang on to it anymore. So I sold off my kit. So when the HD Scouts came out, I've gone out and I bought myself a pair of Scouts, and I've also bought the TX5 transmit module. And first thing I've done is I've powered up the transmit module, I've soldered in some power leads to it, I've powered this up, and I've tried to get a picture. And I don't get a picture. You know, it shows me in the menu that it's transmitting, and if I go to channel 1, which is transmitting on, I don't get a picture. And if I then go to channel 4, oddly enough, I can see sort of a picture, but it's all in garbled kind of format. So I've not had a true SharkBite picture yet, but essentially I've come to the conclusion that I actually just need to upgrade the firmware on the module. So the logical thing to do, because this is the logical thing to do, let me go to my box, which I got this on, and I'll get the upgrade cable because there's a lovely firmware upgrade port. And in theory I should plug that end into my transmit module, plug the firmware onto the SD card, power up, and I can flash the firmware. It's a problem though. The goggles don't come with the cable. And my transmit module doesn't come with the cable either. So I'm kind of like, well, here's this funny little cable, which I don't have. It just doesn't come with anything. So I'm kind of now, I've ordered a product, I've ordered a transmit module, we're talking like sort of £400 worth of kit, and it's a paperweight because I can't flash the module until I get a cable, which, yeah, it's a little annoying. But, yeah, so, you know what? At the moment I'm not going to rule this out, because the truth is, possibly that ghosting of the image will disappear when it's a real FPV feed. It's certainly there all over the OSD and leaves me very disappointed. Possibly, yeah, I'm still going to try it. That's the long and short. I'm still going to put it in a quad. I'm still going to get the firmware going, and I'm still going to fly it. But I'm not feeling like I've got a finished product. I'm feeling a bit disappointed, and I think this is something. You know what? For people who are out and buying a product, if you go buy yourself a set of DJI goggles and an air unit and you plug it all in, and it's going to set you back a good, I don't know, maybe £800 or something, I don't know, thereabouts. It's a big hit, but you plug it all in and it works. It just works, and you don't really need to know much to make it work. And if you want to do a firmware upgrade, you plug it into the USB on your computer and go click, 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 and it works. It's very dumbed down and easy to use, and you know, I'm a technical guy, I can solve these, but there's plenty of people who are going to be going, I don't know what I'm doing, it's too hard. I feel with the SharkBites that I don't have a finished product, and that just leaves me disappointed, because a little bit of perspective here. So I originally bought the old Bifrost system, a couple of £100, maybe up to £300. I then bought the HDO goggles plus the SharkBite goggle thing on the front, another few £100. I've then bought these, another few £100. So I'm actually already sunk more than the cost of my DJI goggles into this, but I still don't feel I've got something as good as my DJI goggles. And you know, I think the truth is I really want to have these things succeed. I'm so, you know, I love the more open nature. It's as much as my DJI goggles are bloody amazing, I kind of actually think we need a product like SharkBite on the market. But I'm just battling to say, hey, everybody use it, because I'm just left a little bit kind of disappointed. Maybe I'm expecting too much, but at the moment I'm just a bit disappointed, and I don't feel I could honestly recommend these to someone to go buy. You know, if you're going to go sink £500 onto some kit, go buy yourself a DJI set of goggles, because actually you're going to get a better finished overall product. And yeah, it's a pity, because I really want these to work. Anyway, so I need to find a cable. I know I don't have one of these cables, so this is probably a case of me, well, spending a little bit more money to buy a cable. And hopefully in the next week or two, once one turns up, I'll be able to flash the firmware and get a picture. And I'd be curious to see if anyone else has this ghosting image, because maybe there's a chance it's my goggles. But yeah, so be it. Cheers, guys.